my name's Amil, and I'm here with my co-host Diego. Today we're here with Armaan Talreja, and he's a 19-year-old content creator and a student at Florida International University. Armaan is creating a personal brand where he shares content regarding health, travel, wellness, fashion, and daily life as a college student. Along with this, Armaan has also worked with over 100 brands making content. Armaan's Instagram has made over 50,000 followers on Instagram.
60 seconds, I'm gonna answer the question, what's it like to solo travel? My name is Armaan and I'm a 19-year-old college student. I was traveling Spain with two of my best friends and our trip came to an end, but I wasn't ready to go home just yet.
Feeling unproductive as fuck, so today I'm gonna plan out my day and actually stick to it. Alright, here's my day. It's kinda sus, but it helps a lot.
Memories are priceless. Here's how much I spent over 2 weeks in Colombia visiting 4 cities. I spent $247 on flights, including a third flight within Colombia, and $150 on ground transportation, including Ubers, bus tickets, and a motorcycle rental. College is a lot easier when your school is a resort. This is the day in the life of an FIU student. I started my day with the 9:30 class, and I went to the gym right after. I got hungry, so I stopped by the Panda Express on campus and sat outside to enjoy the weather. I had to get my free daily massage, and afterwards I got ready for my 2 p.m. lab.
So again, thanks for coming, and we want to start off by asking just a bit about yourself.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you guys having me. A little bit about myself. Well, I've been around. Currently, I'm in Miami studying at Florida International University. I'm a second year, and I moved here from New York actually. And I think that the shift from New York to Miami was pretty big for me. It was a big culture shock, weather shock, everything was different, but just being here now has been great. I've been able to meet like a ton of cool people, explore my major, and I also have been able to start creating content. So it's been a huge opener for me, and college has been great.
That's amazing. So I have a couple of questions about the content that you make, and I also know that you are a UGC content creator, which is a concept that I've been hearing go around on TikTok and social media a lot with the uprising of UGC creators. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit more of what that means and what that is?
Yeah. So UGC more specifically stands for user generated content. I think the easiest way for me to break it down is, let's say you own a brand. I see there's a artificial plant behind you guys, right? So let's say that you own the company of that plant and you're going to call it Planters United. So the way UGC works is that maybe Planters United would come to me and say, "Hey, Armand, we need a video to use on our social media accounts. We'll pay you whatever for the video and for the usage rights. Can you make us a video and we're going to use it on our accounts?" So user-generated content is, I guess to break it down, the way I explain it to my grandma is that you shoot commercials for brands to use. And it's a beneficial thing for me as a creator because I'm able to make income and experiment with new brands while not, I guess, breaking at my personal brand. Because if I start to post a bunch of sponsored stuff from all these different brands, it doesn't make sense. But, being able to get the income source and not have it posted on my page while, collaborating with the brand, it's a good way for me to build a relationship and also make some money.
That's amazing. So we have another question, and I'm going to give it to Diego.
So you recently created a series about going to Spain with two of your best friends and a solo trip to Portugal. Can you tell us a bit more about that and content you create on it? What did you learn about it, and what was your favorite parts?
Yeah, that was an amazing trip. I will start off by saying, it kind of all came together when over the summer, me and two of my closest best friends, we started making jokes about how we're going to go to Portugal. The main trip was supposed to be Portugal, but then we looked at flights and we looked at activities and we looked at like the rankings. We did a lot of research, and Spain just seemed like it made more sense. So one day I was cleaning and I was thinking about the trip while I was cleaning, and I was like, man, if I don't book my tickets, no one is gonna. So I just booked my flight and I sent them a screenshot in the group chat. And then, they booked their flight, and just like that, we went. There's an Indian movie that was super popular back in like 2012 or 2014. And the concept is that three best friends go travel around Spain. They do a bunch of crazy stuff. And I thought it would be cool if I related my content that I made on that trip to that movie. I thought it'd be like a very nice personalized point to hit because I know a lot of people dreamt of going to Spain after watching that movie. So I kind of took that and ran with it. I was very hesitant to do it, but I'm glad that I did because it kind of allowed me to hit a different audience that I haven't hit before. And just being on the trip, I got to experience the Spanish culture. I got to experience solo traveling. There was so much that I learned on that trip. I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, that's what I recommend people doing. Just book your flight. If whoever comes, comes. 'Cause, like I don't recommend waiting on other people. 'Cause I studied abroad in Spain, and like a lot of people just, oh yeah, I'll buy it tomorrow. I'll buy it this. But like just book it, and whoever comes with you comes with you.
For real.
So I want to ask another question about your bio. It says finding balance to live out my desires. So can you tell us a bit more about finding balance? You're a student and a content creator right now, and I assume you got a lot of other things going on as well. So how do you find balance and all of that?
I'm still looking for it. I think that all of us are, especially as students. Everyone says that now's the time for us to explore and kind of just experience whatever we can. And some days it might be completely exploring. Some days it might be completely schoolwork. Some days it might be completely social. Some days it might be completely professional. It's like so hard to figure it out, I think. And I guess like one of the reasons why I like that little motto, I guess I made, is that you're always going to be looking for it and you can't necessarily find it, which is totally okay. But it's just all around an experience. So I guess some of the things that I try to do is like in the morning, I write down things that I have to do. I make like a calendar and break down my schedule. Like, okay, from 11 to 2, I'm going to be at the mechanic and things like that so that I know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. And it kind of helps me stay on track and make sure that all the goals that I wrote down before in my notes get done throughout the day. I guess that's in a way how I find balance.
All right, sounds good.
That makes a lot of sense. I definitely agree with needing to have a schedule, especially when it comes to content creation. And going back to your content creation and how it is such an oversaturated field with the rise of TikTok and then also with the rise of just monetization being an ability to do and make money off of content creation, which is something that wasn't able to happen a couple of years ago. So, with the rise of the content creation field and everything, how exactly do you find your own individuality and how do you express that with your audience to keep things fresh and also continue to move?
That's a really good question. And I think a lot of people do struggle with this, and I know that I struggled with it a lot. To this day, like I'm still figuring that out. But something that really stuck out to me, I was like, fortunate enough to be invited on a creator retreat with other creators. And one of the things that I learned from, people with more experience from me was that you need to just fully be yourself and let your personality seep through, For example, I'm sure that one of the most common videos that content creators our age can make is a day in the life. And that's yeah, it's a great video, but there needs to be something specific about that day in the life that's different from the other person's day in the life. And what people don't realize is that the special thing that makes you stick out is you. So letting like your personality leak through a little bit, kind of just being more of yourself, maybe saying some jokes that you find funny or just blurting out your random thoughts throughout the day rather than just narrating it fully. It takes you from, okay, I'm just reading a narration about this guy's life to like, oh my God, I'm really interacting with this person, seeing how they think. Being yourself and like letting that seep through authentically kind of is what makes you the needle in the haystack of everyone else that's creating content.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about like telling a story through your videos and things like that. So I think that's something I've never really heard about, putting your personality into it. So that's really good insight. And how has making content for you changed your life? Is there a point where like you really started noticing like, oh, my life has really changed after I started doing this?
Yeah, so much. Like I'm so grateful for it all. I started making content of January of this year, so around like 10 months ago. And at the time, I started from zero. So I knew that I wanted to create content. I didn't know exactly what kind of content, but I had like content creators that I looked up to, and I saw some videos that I was like, hey, I would be so proud to call these mine. So I recreated them in my life, and from there, like just more things kept coming to me. And for me, like, I guess professionally, I've been working since I was 15. And when I entered college. Freshman year, I had like 2 internships. At the beginning of this year, I was working with Tom Ford, and then due to content creation, I was able to go full time with that in April. So I guess not only from like the passion standpoint, but also from the ability to make it a full-time job, it gives me the freedom to say like, hey, next weekend you want to go somewhere? Let's go. Because that just freedom of, I guess, working from anywhere in a sense, right? Obviously, sometimes I have to be here to get packages, but it's like I'm so grateful for the amount of freedom that I have that I can just do the things that I want to do compared to some of my friends I see like they have to go to work on a consistent schedule, which I totally respect that, but I I know that like driving an hour to work, being there from 9 to 5, driving back in rush hour, that sucks, man. Like in my opinion, at least. And so much respect for people that do that. But I'm grateful that through content, I've been able to kind of just do things on my own terms. I think that that's one of the biggest things that changed in my life. And yeah, I don't know where I'd be. Like my life, I could have never imagined this 10 months ago, or even 5 months ago. So yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much again for your time. We really appreciate it, making time just to talk to us and taking an interview like this. Is there any projects that you want to announce, or even if you want to throw out any of your socials for our own audience to see?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually gonna start filming long form YouTube content soon, so I'm super excited for that. Finally making the switch. Not the switch, I will still continue making uh,
Mhm.
short form posts on like Instagram and TikTok, but I'm gonna start making those longer YouTube videos. Those are super exciting. And yeah, I mean my Instagram is at Armaant, Armaant. And yeah, if you guys want to get connected, feel free to shoot me a message or email. I try to be on top of all of them. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you too.
No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you to our audience, and please check out Armin on all of his socials and be on the lookout for his long form content on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.